Hello everyone, welcome to the Arthur Conan Doyle Center YouTube channel. My name is Kat and today I will do pick a card reading for you. And the topic is Venusian Messages. So we already have a video about lunar messages, messages from the moon. So I thought today, especially that when I'm recording it, it's the International Women's Day, we could do a reading about Venusian messages. So messages from Venus. And just looking at it astrologically, Venus is all about how we relate to other people. How do we come together with other people? What do we value in a relationship? So it's not only what we value in a relationship, but values in general, what is important to us, what is very dear to our heart. And also, of course, love. So we will see what sort of messages will come through today. And yes, I hope you will enjoy it. So today we have 4 groups, 4 different shells, and this is actually why I had the idea to go with Venusian messages. If you know Botticelli's painting of Venus, The Birth of Venus, I think that's how it's called. That's what inspired me to do this topic. So we have 4 different groups. Group 1, we have this shell. I have no idea what these shells are, if there are any specific names, but just look at the shells, whichever one resonates with you, pick that group. So this is group 1. Group 2, we have a smaller shell. It's a white one. Okay, so this is group 2. Group 3, slightly bigger shell, and it has a bit of, I would say, brown to it. And then a 4th one, a very sharp one. So this is group 4. Okay, so take a while to pick your group. You can pause the video, you can meditate on each of the groups, whichever one calls out to you, but I would go with the first instinct rather than overthinking it too much. And then for the cards, I will use Tarot of Mystical Moments. So it's this one. I just think it's really pretty and it's perfect for this reading. And then I can use another deck for clarifying if I feel the need to do so. Alright, so I'll start with group 1. So I'll put the other ones up here. So if you chose this shell, group 1, this is your reading. So any messages from the planet Venus, Venusian messages, messages about your values, about relationships, about love, anything like that. So let's start with your cards. I will start with 1 card and then we'll take it from there. I feel like it's easier to just have one major energy and then see where it takes us. Okay, so group 1. What are the Venusian messages for you? And right now, Venus is in the sign of Aquarius, so there could be more focus on friendships, on community, on relating to people as a group, as a society. So perhaps you have your own Venus in Aquarius. It's like that for me. I have my Venus in Aquarius. But if you want to check, you can always check your birth chart. I always recommend astro.com for that. But yes, going back to the reading, Venusian messages for group 1. Let's see. Okay, well, this one jumped out. We have Chariot, so we will take that. So here's the card, the Chariot. And it's so funny with this deck because usually Chariot is all about a fast-moving energy, and here we have a snail. So quite ironic. But it's also interesting how we have a shell, and then snails also come in shells. Okay, I'm starting to get some messages. Okay, so starting with this energy, the first thing that came to me when I mentioned the shell is that perhaps you do value your safe environment. You do value having a place to retreat. Whenever things get tough, whenever things get difficult, just like a snail, you would hide into your little house and then wait for things to calm down. And then at the same time, because you have a shell, you have a house, you have to carry it with you. So I wonder if perhaps sometimes it is getting a bit difficult for you. It becomes a burden where you have to carry all of these self-defenses, all of these programs that help you to deal with reality. And when things get tough, you would say, okay, I'm launching this program, and that's my defense mechanism. And perhaps your defense mechanisms are so elaborate that it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot to carry with you, and perhaps it's something that can slow you down because you just don't want to express yourself fully. You feel perhaps a bit vulnerable, that if you do expose yourself, then other people can hurt you. So yes, we will see with other cards. But Chariot in general, it is about fast movement. It is about balancing masculine and feminine energies. And it's about going full speed wherever you want. But so far I'm getting the idea of defense mechanisms, the way in which you have to deal with reality so you don't get hurt. Let's see a bit more about that. What is the message here? So one more about the defense mechanisms. Let's get one card just to tell us a bit more. Or also with the Chariot, maybe you would like to go much faster, but because of your defense mechanism, it slows you down because you have to process all of the information first, and you have to be like, okay, I have to assess the risks, like risk assessment. I have to check all the boxes, and only then I can start moving, and I move at my own pace. Okay, so let's see, anything else about the defense mechanisms? Because Venus, it's about how we relate to other people. What do we want in another person? What are we interested in? So perhaps there could be an option that you might be hiding what you really want from another person, because it would imply that you also have to show yourself as you are. Okay, so one more for defense mechanisms. Okay, let's pick this one. The Empress. Okay, so I would associate this card with Venus, actually. It always makes me think of the sign of Taurus. And this card in particular, there's something about it. Well, I would say it's a bit, maybe not creepy, but unsettling with this embryo here. It's, every time I look at it, I'm just like, ooh, it's a bit... It's an interesting choice, let's say, to have in a card. But Empress, it's all about abundance. It is all about creativity. Because number 3, it's the number of expansion. So it's kind of expanding yourself. And then whatever you have expanded, whatever you have created, then you can release it into the world. So having these 2 cards, I feel like an element of your defense mechanism is to hide yourself in some way, that there are 2 versions of you, that one version isn't this adult, very fancy, very refined, and it's as if on the outside you have everything that you need, and other people think, oh wow, yeah, this person is just so well developed and they seem so mature, and it feels like they get whatever they want. And yet there is something here that is being nurtured, something that is growing, and I wonder if it's an element, if it's a part of you, that inner child that never really got enough attention, that never got enough nourishment, or a part of you that is still in a very early development stage. So on the outside it might seem like, yes, I'm all good, I know how to deal with reality, and yet within there is something that is still developing. So let's check, let's get one more card. What is it that you are developing within you? Okay, group 1, what are you developing? Okay, so we have another 3, so this is the 3 of Pentacles. And again, I feel like it connects to the Chariot, because 3 of Pentacles is all about cooperation. It is about working together with other people to create something more, when different people have different skills and then you put your skills to good use. But working with other people means that you have to trust them. You have to create space for them to do their job. And I wonder if sometimes when relating with other people, there is a tendency to be like, oh no, I'll do it myself. No, I don't want to rely on other people. I will do it myself, and then nobody will mess up my work. And then when things get too difficult, when it gets too much, then it's that idea of, oh no, people have been too much again. I will retreat into my shell, and then I will just wait for the energy to calm down. So here, with that Empress and the Three of Pentacles, I feel like there's such a potential for growth and for creativity and for expansion, but it's as if allowing another person in, or allowing other people in to cooperate. And I wonder if there is an element of codependency. Maybe you feel like, I don't want to be codependent. I don't want other people to feel codependent on me, because that's just what came to me with the Empress card. Because the embryo would be dependent on the mother to get all of the nutrients. So it's as if I allow other people into my world, they will just attach to me and they will be codependent, and then what else can I do? I prefer to do things myself. So it is this energy of trying to balance out being independent and being interdependent, not codependent. And then this is when you can build together, because if you think about it, the birds can fly, they can go somewhere higher, they can gather different materials, and then you have other, as a human, there are other things you can do. So it's as if allowing other people to help, because everyone has different skills, but perhaps it does make you feel vulnerable and you don't want to put yourself out there in that way. So let's see, any advice I can give you in this situation, anything that Venus wants to pass on to you. Okay, group 1. Okay, we have the Five of Wands. So, okay, I see. So, with the Five of Wands, the advice is saying that stop viewing human relations as some sort of game, as some sort of strategy, or there's some sort of war behind it. Because with this card in particular, it's as if this woman is seeing who she will let in closer, because her skirt is a, how is it called? Checkerboard, anything like that when you play chess. So it's as if, okay, I will allow this person to move in a bit closer, but this one I don't want, so I will push them away. And it's not about connecting to people in an authentic way. There's some calculation behind it. And Five of Wands usually talks about conflict. So I wonder if there is some internal conflict as to who do you want to relate to, who do you want to let into your life and into your energy. But because there's so much calculation behind it, it's very easy to just end up closed off in your own shell. Or it's very easy to have that part of yourself that never got an opportunity to develop, because you use a different persona to deal with people, and yet there's something within you that perhaps would benefit from being exposed to other energies. So I feel like for this group, it's all about learning how to trust other people, how to let them in, but at the same time, keep your independence. Realize that I work with these people because we can create something great together. And if things get too difficult, I still have control. I don't have to let them just attach to me forever and take away my resources and take away my energy. I can just be myself. So in a way, it's good that there is that shell, that there is that house that you can retreat to, but it's finding the middle ground between hiding in a shell and then working with other people. And yes, I feel like there is something here that is still developing within you, some part of your personality that, as I said, it would be beneficial to put it out there to other people, because maybe we never had a chance to develop it, and our instinctual responses are of a child rather than an adult. So yes, anything else? Let's grab one more card. One more card for group 1. And yes, it's the Ten of Swords. It is about ending some sort of difficult cycle, and I think it is about ending a cycle of isolation, of overthinking, because swords are all about our mind. They are all about how do you think, how do we process information. So in our mind, we are calculating all of these different moves. We already have a strategy, and we have all of these defense mechanisms that if this person comes here, then I will employ this piece, and then if that person takes my piece off, and then I will do this. So it's about letting that go. And also here with this very elaborate hairstyle, it's as if letting the hair just flow naturally instead of manipulating it, and instead of tightly kind of putting it together, it's releasing it so it can flow. So it's the same about releasing your mind, releasing the words, releasing communication, so you don't control yourself very tightly. Yes, that's how it feels to me. Anything else? No, I think that's it. Just enjoying connections with other people rather than constantly having that risk assessment going on. Because Venus is also planet of pleasure. It's not about, oh yes, I have to work hard now and I always have to do this and I'm responsible for that. No, Venus just wants to enjoy life. Venus wants pleasure. So make sure that you look at any sort of defense mechanisms, and where do you retreat when you feel unsure, and perhaps think about any areas of life where you feel like I haven't developed that enough. But yes, it's just letting it flow, letting it just naturally unfold, instead of calculating everything, instead of, yeah, I will say the same thing, risk assessment, instead of that, instead of having strategies, just letting things flow naturally. Okay, I think that's it for group 1. I hope you enjoyed this message. If you did, you can like the video, you can subscribe, you can share it with your friends, and we post a video, tarot video every Sunday. So yes, keep an eye out, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hello group 2, if you chose this little white shell, this is your reading. So we are looking at Venusian messages, messages from planet Venus, anything that has to do with values, with relationships, with the way you connect with other people, anything about love. We'll see, whatever comes up. So with the previous group, I started with 1 card. We'll see what messages will come through. Okay, let's see, group 2, Venusian messages for you. Let's start with 1 card. Six of Pentacles. Okay, so actually that's quite a nice card to get, so I will show you it up close. So 6 of Pentacles, it's about equal give and take. It's about, if I think of it from a Venusian point of view, it's about having a connection with a person where you give and receive equally. So if you do have a conversation, then it's you speak for a while, you talk about what happened to you, and then I listen, and then I share what I have to share with you, and then you listen, instead of one person talking all the time and taking all of the attention. It's equal give and take, and it's the same here with that scales illustration on the teapot. So equality, equal give and take, balance. Yes. Anything else I get from the card? Somehow I'm drawn to this little person here standing at the top of the teapot. I'm already starting to get an idea what it's about, but it is so blurry. Okay, I'll grab one card to tell me what is this about, because it's as if when you are sharing or when somebody else is sharing, there's something else happening here, and I want to discover what is this. So let's see. To me, it looks almost like a filter. So it filters out something. So when you are sharing, spilling the tea, there is some sort of filter that filters out the things that shouldn't end up in the teacup. Oh, okay, that's an interesting image. Let's see, what is it? If I can get some more information about the filter. What is it? The High Priestess. Ah, okay, I see. So, with the High Priestess, traditionally it's all about secrets, secret knowledge. It's about the subconsciousness. It's about hidden knowledge. So, I wonder if it's about you or if it's about another person, but let's say it's about you. Whenever you are sharing something with another person, I wonder if you do have a filter within you that says, I don't know if I want to share this with another person. Maybe I will just not mention it. I will keep it to myself, and we will see. Maybe eventually it will resurface. So it's not lying, but it's kind of omission. It's keeping things to yourself. So even though it looks like there is equal give and take, it's as if something is filtered out. And because some things are filtered out, you have to make up for it in other way. I hope it makes sense. So it's as if you would have a story to tell, and half of the story you cannot tell the details because you feel like it's too much. You don't want to let the other person know. It's as if you have to add some extra information. I mean, not add as in make up, but talk about something else or talk about this in more detail so that at the end of the day it matches up. So it makes me think about perhaps Scorpio energy, where there is that secretive aura, where is that idea of keeping things to yourself, not revealing everything straight away. Okay, let's see. Let's grab one more card. And I wonder if this is a method of slight manipulation, because then when you keep some details to yourself, it's as if you have the upper hand, because the other person doesn't know everything. They don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So then, when you feel the time is right, there can be like, now I will reveal that information. So let's see, anything else about this energy? Or it's a way to see who deserves to know these things. So rather than always exposing everything, it's like, okay, let's just keep it to myself, and if this person is worthy of it, if I can trust them, this is when I will reveal it. Anything else about Scripture? So we have 9 of Pentacles. Okay. So there is a lot of abundance here with this card. There's a lot of independence, because 9 of Pentacles talks about having everything that you need for yourself. It's that inner abundance where you don't have to worry about money, where you don't have to worry about resources. And I would say that's a very Venusian card, actually, where you can enjoy all of the things that you have worked for, and you can just indulge, you can relax. But how does that connect to the rest? I wonder if through withholding certain information, this is where, when you feel in control, this is when you feel like, okay, I don't want to run out of information. I don't want to run out of stories to tell. So I will filter them out, or I will in some way divide them. And then I have enough. I don't feel like I'm ever empty. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Anything else here? Okay. Now what really stood out to me is that even though she holds one apple here on her head, look at all these other things. So there's much more available, and yet what you hold, what is easily available, is that one apple. So it's as if you always have something up your sleeve. So you don't reveal your cards that easily. You're like, no, I will wait, and I'll wait for the right moment, and this is when I will reveal it. Okay, so I don't know, any sort of advice? What can I tell you? Let's see with the cards. Because I'm not saying if it's good or bad, it's not really my place to judge, but let's see, anything else about this energy? Okay, I see. So see here where you have the kettle, it's a teapot. See, that person's a bit higher up, so it's that person who gets all of the tea, and then she would pass it on to the other person. So it's as if having that review before you pass it on, having that control. So I feel like that's just reinforces the message here. So let's see, anything else for group 2? Anything that we should know about this? Anything we should be aware of? 9 of Cups. Okay, so we have 2 9s, and these are really great cards. So because it's showing up in this way, I feel like it's actually a good strategy. So let me show you the card. It makes me think of, yeah, this is a pretty good strategy. So you don't dry yourself up by always giving away everything you have to another person. Or if you do tend to do so, then the cards would be saying, keep stuff for yourself, filter things out, and then when you feel like the time is right, then you can pass it on to the other person. So it's as if providing for yourself first and being a bit mysterious at times, so that you have what you need. Because 9 of Pentacles, it's about being independent, it's about being self-sufficient, and then 9 of Cups, it's about your wish fulfillment. So keeping things close to your chest, don't reveal everything when it comes to connections with other people. And then once there is that equal give and take, this is when you would open yourself up more. So it's as if different stages that somebody has to go through. Okay, so, you know, it's as if you have the scales and you keep putting weight in there just to, you know, in terms of relating, you would pay attention to another person, and then you would always make sure that you care. And, you know, it's that means every single thing that you do would be one thing that you put on the scale. And yet the other person hasn't put anything, so there's imbalance. So by sometimes withdrawing things, by filtering them out, it gives an opportunity for the other person to also commit and to also equalize it, balance it out. So, okay, but looks like it's a good strategy, to be honest. That's what the cards would be telling me. And let's see, a final card for your group. Anything else? Six of Wands. Honestly, this group, what is happening with you? I mean, Six of Wands is the card of success. It's a card of victory. So, I mean, having 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, 6 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, it is such a wonderful energy. So it's saying that if you will take on this sort of mindset of there has to be equal give and take, and if that means that sometimes I have to maybe not share all of the information, I have to filter it out. I mean, not in a manipulative way. Not in a way where it's some sort of secret strategy and you keep away the vital information. It's still connecting to other people, but it's as if mirroring them how much they put in, this is how much you put in, rather than I put 100 and they put 0, because then there's no more space. So it's 50-50. And that's what will bring you success. That's what brings victory. That sometimes it's better to be a bit more mysterious and hidden rather than revealing everything you have. Even here, you see, these 9 cups, they create a fan. So sometimes you would hide something behind the fan, or you would hide an element, you would hide a part of yourself. So sometimes it's good to be a bit mysterious. And it's sometimes good to first give someone something simple, and then once you know you can trust them, this is when you move into other things. Okay, well, that was a very interesting message for you, but these are wonderful cards to get, honestly. 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, 6 of Wands. It's amazing. So, yeah, stay mysterious sometimes. If you feel like, oh, I don't want to really share all of that, then don't. So, yeah, that's the message for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like this video, subscribe, check our channel. We upload tarot videos every Sunday. So, yeah, keep an eye on it, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hello group 3, if you chose this shell, this is your reading. So here is the shell and this is group 3. So we are looking at Venusian messages, anything that has to do with values, with relating, relationships, love. We'll see whatever shows up in the cards. What I've done for the 2 previous groups is I just started with 1 card and I would take it from there. So let's see what happens. So this is group 3. Let's see any Venusian messages for you. Group 3. Four of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. I can already see it. So, guarding yourself or guarding your values. Because Four of Pentacles, it's all about holding on to things. Sometimes there is an element of greed. There's an element of, no, I will not share what's mine. It's only mine and you're not welcome here. And we also have all these different locks, padlocks, I think that's how it's called. And this woman is like, this is my house. I'm not letting you in unless you're invited. So perhaps you do keep yourself quite private. You don't really want to open yourself. You don't want to let other people in too easily. 4 also talks about stability. It talks about boundaries. So I wonder if perhaps the boundaries that you have created are a bit difficult to pass, but let's see with the other cards. Anything else I can see in this card? I wonder if in some way you have created this perfect surrounding where all of the trees are wonderfully cut, and the gardening, and then the house is wonderful, and then you have the top security, and yet it's just you in the house because you are scared that if you let someone in, they will just destroy what you have created. Let's see. It's a very interesting message. So let's see. Group 3. Maybe in the past there was also an issue of being in a way scammed for money by another person, because pentacles are about money. So maybe you thought that there's a person who needs help, and either you were friends or it was your partner, and then it turns out it was all about money, and then they disappeared. So now you really keep everything closed. But let's see. Okay, group 3. Ace of Wands. Okay. There is something new happening. There is something sprouting, something coming to life within you. And it could be an element of curiosity. You think, I wonder how it is if I would move beyond my area. If I would if I would be a bit more free. Because it makes me think of a flower growing and it would kind of peek out from all these rails. It's as if being curious how it is to be more free, to just follow your heart, follow your passion, and not being so closed off. Because wands are fire element. They are about our passion. They are something that lights our soul on fire, and we are like, oh, I really want to do this. So before it might have been, or right now it might be that no, I have this curiosity, but still I will keep to my plot of land. I will make sure that all of these padlocks are securely closed, and I will just sit here and I will not let go. But something is stirring your interest, and there might be a fear of, should I really go out and get it? Should I follow my curiosity? Because if I do, what will happen to my house? I cannot take my house with me. So yes, let's see. Let's see what else is happening here. What is this curiosity? It could be a new project, it could be another person, or whatever it is that makes you feel excited. And even when I look at the characters here, even just the clothes, you see this woman, it's as if she's more open, there's more room to breathe, and this one is so, covered up to her neck, and she's so tightly bound by all these boundaries that she has created. So, and interestingly, Pentacles and as Earth and Wands as Fire, they are two opposing elements in astrology, because Pentacles, Earth, they want stability, they want security, and Wands, Fire, they need enthusiasm, they need adventure, they need to explore. So there are these two conflicting energies within you. Okay, anything else about this? What can we do about it? Let's see what is the reason behind that Four of Pentacles. What is the root of it? The Lovers, of course. So if there was a connection that you've had and something happened, yeah, that's why you have closed off. But now it makes me think of, because we have a bird, and that's kind of like a bird imagery, and then this makes me think of a cage. If one person tried to build a cage around the other and be like, no, you're mine and you cannot be free, or maybe that's the situation you're in right now, you feel trapped, you feel like the person you're with doesn't allow you to explore, doesn't allow you to follow your heart, and so you feel like you're not the person, you are the house, and somebody is holding tightly onto you, and you cannot free yourself. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. So what can we do about it? How can we release your energy? The Lovers can also talk about choice. Maybe you do have a choice. Should I go? Should I stay? Should I open myself? Should I lock myself up? But there is something in your heart that's growing. So yeah, let's see. What is the advice? What should we do in this situation? Oh, okay, well, Ace of Swords. Look, I just love these cards. See, the person is holding a key, and that's how you open all these padlocks. So Ace of Swords is all about information, it's all about clarity. And sometimes it's clarity that can be very sharp, because maybe we don't want to know the truth. Maybe we just want to pretend that everything is nice and easy and soft, and this is it. But with this card in particular, there is... and it's another ace. There's still really fresh energy here with the two aces. And I feel like the key here is your mind. There's something in your mind that needs to be unlocked. And then once you unlock something in your mind, then you will also get rid of all these unnecessary boundaries that you have created, all of these, that cage where you have put yourself into. It's something about the mind. And it's something that you need to arrive to gradually. It's not some sort of explosion that, oh yes, I'm releasing myself right now. It's step by step. And it's all about having plan, having the right information. And this is the key. Okay, so let's see, one more card, because we have 2 aces. I mean, that's a really fresh energy. Anything else here? And it might feel like you are just in some sort of spiral, that it's never ending and just keeps going and going and going and going, and it's just in your mind, and you think, oh, should I release, should I not, should I free myself, should I not? And this card is saying, look, take it step by step, but be realistic, be really logical about it. Anything else about this pile? And look, I mean, come on, it's a shell. It's similar structure, so yes. Anything else here for group number 3? Queen of Wands. Okay, I see that. Yes, so have confidence. Have that belief in yourself, trusting yourself that you can do it, that you can shine, and you can be the light for other people. You don't have to stay locked up somewhere. You don't have to feel like, oh, I'm in a cage, but if I release myself, then it's dangerous, and oh, something bad could happen to me. I feel like there's such a passionate energy somewhere within you that just wants to break through, just like the flower just sprouting in between the rails, in between all of these, the cage. It's just moving towards the light. So finding that light within yourself. And now what I've just noticed is the peacock tail kind of image here. So also being proud, realizing that, look, I don't have to settle for something less. I can be myself, and I don't have to apologize for who I am, and I can be in control, so I don't have to lock myself up because I know how to deal with things. Anything else here? But there's that very sunny energy, because this energy makes me think of being locked up in a house and you have the curtains closed and you're just staying in the living room and you think, oh, it's my house and I worked so hard for it, but I'm not going to let anyone in. No, they will destroy everything. And yet there is something that you're passionate about. So take it step by step, unlock something in your mind, and this is when you will be like the Queen of Wands, just being inspiring, being proud, being this light that can also inspire others. So if you are in a cage, break yourself free, but it can take a few different steps, so be quite logical about it, be quite be clear as well, be realistic. Okay, so I think that's the message here for group number 3. I hope you liked it. If you did, please feel free to subscribe, like this video, share with your friends. Check our other videos. We upload tarot readings every Sunday. So yes, I hope I will see you next time and have a lovely day. Bye! Hello group 4, if you chose this pointy little shell, this is a reading for you. It makes me think of the unicorn horn, so yeah, we'll see if anything like that comes through in the reading. So we are looking at Venusian messages, so anything that has to do with relationships, the way we relate in general, love, our values, what do we find valuable in our life. So yes, for all the other groups I picked one card and then I just took it from there. So I'll do that for you as well. So let's start. So any Venusian messages for group 4? Let's see. Group 4, just one card to start with. Six of Pentacles. Okay, group 2 got it. So if you feel drawn to group 2, feel free to watch that pile. But I will draw one more card because I'm just curious how different this energy is. Knight of Cups. Okay, so let me think. Okay, I'll grab one more because I see it as two people, so I want to know what's happening on this side. Okay. Okay, I think I know what this is about. So, Six of Pentacles is all about equal give and take. It is all about exchange. It is about giving and receiving and making sure that if I give you, you also give me. So it's not that I keep giving and you just take. So in this situation, I see it... So with group 2, it was about filtering information, but in this group, I somehow felt drawn to the two characters. So it's as if it's a situation between you and another person, or how do you relate with others? Because on one hand side, we have that Knight of Cups. So a person who is very emotional, somebody who can be very charming, very romantic. They know how to play the heartstrings and they can just, awaken all of these emotions in you. And then on the other side, we have the Page of Pentacles. So I see this card, this energy, as somebody very sensitive, as somebody who is quite practical, but a person who's more interested in helping. And because of that watering can, and look, how similar is this? We have a teapot and we have a watering can. It's kind of similar energies here. It's as if somebody who's interested to help others grow. So they would jump from one flower to another and they would take that watering can and water all the plants, see how they grow. So, interesting. I will see what is the story behind that. But the Page of Pentacles could be someone a bit younger. And then the Knight, somebody a bit older. And then it's trying to find a way through that connection. Trying to find a way to interact with one another, because maybe these two different people have different love language. Maybe one person is much more emotional and they need to be they need to hear all of these words. They need to feel loved. They need to have attention, while this person is more practical. They would show love by cooking something, or cleaning the house, or buying you this little thing that you have mentioned and you forgot. So, because it's earth and water, these are not that different. But perhaps there could be a little bit of a mismatch here. Especially now that I look at the Knight of Cups, it's somebody who's floating on this lotus. And yet the Page of Pentacles, it's about the ground. It's about being connected to material reality. So let's see what's happening here, because I feel like it's trying to find a way to somehow find a common language here, to make sure that we are on the same page. So let's see. What is the story here between the Page and the Knight? And also another thing that just jumped out to me, it's perhaps this Knight of Cups person is somebody who's kind of set in their ways. Because to me this figure is very, I don't say stagnant, but it's as if because of all of these pieces of clothing and the way that the character is sitting, it's as if they just sit in place. While to me this Page is much more active, they are much more mobile, that perhaps it's easier for them to adapt. So maybe this is something that is that's the energy between the two people, that maybe they are trying to find this middle ground between jumping from one flower to another and just sitting there in one place and being carried away by the water and having no control over the movement. So let's see, what is the story here between these two cards? Oh god, oh god, okay, all these cards falling out. Well, I will take all of them. Okay, I see. Okay, so that's how it fell out. And it seems that in the middle we have a happy couple. We have 10 of Cups. We have two people being happy with one another. But on one hand side we have 9 of Pentacles, and on the other side we have the Queen of Swords. So even if you just look at it like a story, this Page of Pentacles person, it's like, you know, I have what I need. I know how to take care of myself. I'm independent. And then the Queen of Swords person, or the Knight of Cups, so there would be 2. So I see this as the same person, so we have 2 different people. So they are together, and yet the page is thinking, I don't really need the other person. I have everything. I can provide for myself. And then here with the Queen of Swords, it's as if looking into different direction. So maybe this person with the Knight of Cups has somebody else on the radar that they are looking towards. So it's as if these two people are together. They are trying to find that common ground, and yet they are separate. One is thinking about, if something goes wrong, I can just go away, right? I have what I need. And then the other person is like, yeah, I will just play my heart. I will play maybe the heart of another person, but I don't know if I want to commit, because I constantly want to look out for other opportunities here. So that might be the situation. So let's see, what is the advice in this situation? What is advice for group number 4? So it's quite a complex reading. I mean, there's much more going on than in the other readings, so it's a lot. So what is the advice here for this group? Three of Wands. So traditionally, Three of Wands is about waiting. It's waiting for your ships to come back. But here, with this card, it's thinking about future together. What is the future? And what is your vision of future? And what is the vision of future of the other person? Because perhaps right now, I know, I just keep focusing here on the top of the head. And it's as if maybe you are here, but then later on in the future you go through this path, and then the person goes with the other path, and it's just doesn't match. So also there is that difference between the sea and journey versus the houses and being in one place. So here in this deck, in this group, I would see what are your plans for the future and what are the plans for the future of the other person. If they match, maybe one person wants to travel, they want to discover, and then the other one is like, no, I want to stay in my house, I want to stay in the city. So check what is your idea about the future. What is that other person's idea for the future? Because it's as if being together and yet being separate. Trying to find a way how to get together with one another, and yet everyone is looking in different directions. So what's at the bottom of the deck? 9 of Wands. Yeah, there's a feeling of tiredness. It's maybe that I've already been through so many different things and I have different wounds, and I just can't be bothered to adapt to the other person, and things get difficult. I'm out of here. So being tired after all these battles, and this is why still keeping the other options open. So just think about that. think about what do you want in the future. And I'll just feel like one more because it's such a complex reading. Anything else here? Yeah, the Page of Wands. Look at it very closely. And I always have to use this because it's always on the table. So take a look, take a closer look at all these different energies. Think about your life. What do you want up close and far away? What is the future? Do you want to stay? Do you want to run away? And have an honest conversation with the other person, because it's as if you are together and yet your energies are somewhere completely else. So yeah. And I know that sometimes it's difficult once you've been through some difficult things and you're wounded and you just feel tired and you don't really want to, change your ways for the other person. But I feel like the fair thing to do here is to discuss it. What is your vision for the future? And I've repeated that 10 times, but vision for the future. What's yours? What is that person's vision? And just taking it from there. Okay, I think this is the message here. Well, this is the message here, and that's the message. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like this video, subscribe, check our other videos. We upload tarot videos every Sunday. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, and I will see you next time. Bye!